Alright guys, in this video we're going to sip some tea and talk about 5 questions that will make you a better musician. So sit back, relax, maybe light a candle, enjoy. And if you're wondering what tea I'm drinking, it is Jocko white tea, not sponsored by Jocko. But Jocko, if you're listening to this, feel free to sponsor. We'd be happy to have you. So these 5 questions are to make you a better musician. And now this is in the realm of practice, in the realm of gigging, playing, recording, teaching, in your own business as a musician. Any of these realms you can ask these questions. And the purpose is just to ask yourself these questions and to think about your answers. And hopefully it'll shed some light on what direction you should go, maybe some things you should change, and where you should take action. All right, so the first question you should ask yourself is, what would make this, and this being whatever topic we're talking about, whether it's the practicing or recording or playing, what would make this exciting or fun? All right, so that's the first thing to ask yourself. In the realm of jazz memes, when we were first starting out, it wasn't for the purpose of building a large community like it is now. We just started off and it was fun to post these memes on a daily basis. It was fun to talk about them with friends. In the realm of this YouTube channel, it's exciting and fun to talk to you guys, give you guys some of the knowledge that we've gained, and hopefully share some of that with you. Even on just a micro level, filming this, getting to relax and just have a decent time, drinking some tea and chatting to the camera is enjoyable for me. In the realm of practicing, it could be starting off your practice playing some music, like listening to music, not playing for the sake of practicing for a rehearsal or for a band piece or the scales you have to practice, but just playing something or listening to something that is exciting to listen for you. For me, that's always George Benson, but maybe it's a different musician for you. So that's the first question. What would make this exciting or fun? Now, the second question is, what would make my progress inevitable? And I got this idea from Alex Epstein of the Human Flourishing Project. This is a great idea to think about in whatever realm we're talking about. So I'll take the example of practice. What would make my progress inevitable? Meaning it's so easy that it's almost automatic. And so for me, in the realm of practicing, that looks like always having my guitar at hand, right? So I always have my guitar readily available. It's never out in the case. That way, when I have 5 minutes, I can quick grab it. That helps to make my progress inevitable. Having a plan. So I have a very specific method that I use. If you guys are interested in, I can do in the next video. Using this app called Notion, where I can track my progress. I can track my repertoire list, what progress I'm making in each song, and it makes it very easy. Even if you have a large repertoire list, it's how I prepare for gigs, whether it's a private event or a public show. And so all of those things help make my progress inevitable. Again, in the realm of jazz memes, that daily post helps make my progress and our progress inevitable. Basically, every week we see growth, we see consistent growth, and we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to focus on algorithm, doing any sort of shady tactics. We just focus on certain things. For us, that's delivering daily content that people like, expanding into other areas like education. And then if we follow that method, our progress is inevitable. So it gives you a lot of peace of mind to have these things in place and to know explicitly what would make your progress in a certain area inevitable. All right, so for the third one, it's what would make this easy? What would make this easy? And this is one we got from Tim Ferriss. It's a great question to ask yourself. So in the realm here, what would make this easy? So if I'm filming, it's kind of a pain to set up lights, to set up my camera, to set up all those things. So to make this easy if we're starting a YouTube channel and want to get out at least 1 to 2 videos a week, what makes this easy is I always have my video light out and I always have my tripod and camera. So if I have a video idea, like I did today, I can just quickly get to the camera. It doesn't take me 40 minutes to set up and then do it. Boom, 5 minutes, set up, and you can start doing what you want to do before you feel like, I'm just going to put it off for tomorrow. So what would make this easy? Again, you can think about this in the realm of practice, in the realm of recording or playing. And again, these can be also asked thinking about performing, right? So what would make this exciting and fun for the audience? What would make it easy for the audience to want to come to your show? What would make it inevitable that they come to your show? And there's a lot to talk about there, so I won't get into all of that. But just in these topics, you can start asking yourself these questions. For the fourth question, it's who has done this before and what can I learn from them? And this is a big one. So usually when people start off in doing something, they're trying to do it in their own unique way. But there's a lot to learn from other people who have come before you. So obviously in practice, if we're practicing, one of the ways we do this traditionally in the jazz idiom is we transcribe, right? So we learn from those legends who came before us and we try and learn what they did. But we can apply that same idea. We can transcribe in other areas, right? So you can transcribe someone's performing banter. You could see, maybe not copy them exactly, but you get their attitude, or how does that work for them? In the realm of building a YouTube channel, I'm transcribing other YouTubers. So big inspirations for me would be like Ali Abdaal, Peter McKinnon, Matty Hopoya. Those guys inspire me as far as how I can set up my lighting, how I can learn from them and then copy some of those things and then make it our own. Tea break. All right, guys, if you stuck through this long, please drop a like and comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. We're gonna make this the best music YouTube channel out there for you, with some educational content from myself, from other artists that we partner with. There's a lot coming, and it would mean a lot if you could subscribe, like, comment. Always just drop whatever topic you guys want me to talk about next. Any questions you have about the video, you can always ask those in the comments and I'll get right back to you. So the last question to ask yourself is, how can I give myself more accountability? So normally we think about this as systems of giving ourselves more accountability. In my opinion, it's worked most effectively if I have a who to give me more accountability. So what I mean by that is, I'll give you an example. When I was in college at UNF, my sister and I would go running, right? And so in the mornings, we would wake up at 7 a.m. before the 8 a.m. Music theory class. And we both knew, so my sister would show up at my dorm apartment, and I knew at 7:15 she was gonna be there, and if I didn't answer the door, then she would have gotten up for nothing. So I always had to be there, and she also knew that I would be waiting for her. So by having someone where you're both relying on each other, it makes it so much more likely that you both show up to do that thing. So for us, it was running 2 miles around the campus before school started. Right now with Jazz Memes, it's mainly my brother and I working on it. And by having the both of us, we can rely on each other and also expect from each other. So what does this mean for you? If it's just you in your business venture or in your own practice, you can get accountability 2 different ways. First big one is have a teacher. Some of the best professionals in the world, best tennis players, best athletes, they still have coaches. A big reason is not because the coaches necessarily know more than them, but they give them that structure and accountability. Another way, if you can't afford a coach or a teacher at this time, is to find a community that you can stay accountable to, right? So we're hoping to create a lot of that within the Jazz Memes community, and in some different ways with our courses with our artists. So either way, whichever method you have access to, you want to give yourself more accountability. All right, so hopefully these 5 questions will give you something to think about, and I hope it brings some value to you today. Thanks for tuning in.